Important. Sit down, son. Alright, enough of the intro. So, looks like I got a different angle today. Same day, it's also February 7th at the time of recording this. Um, I just wanted to put something else out there. And that is, don't be afraid to share information with people that, let's, like, even if it's very subjective and even if it's like a very rare circumstance, a very rare context where the advice would work out, still share it anyway because you never know. There could be someone out there on the other side of the world, for all you know, who is like the minority in terms of the situation they're in. And it's like, even if the situation you're in works with the advice you give now, but tomorrow you're in a different situation and that no longer applies, so that information is outdated in terms of the context of where you're in now. That doesn't mean, oh, well, then nobody's going to be helped by it, because for all you know, there could be somebody out our side of the world, for example, who is still in that situation, and they're probably going to be in for a very long time, and they can get a lot of useful help out of what you just said, what you just put out there for their situation, which, maybe for me, like, something worked for me for a year, and then now things are different, so now I have to change up what I'm doing. But somebody out there could be stuck with that for 10 years. Or 5 to 19. you know? Gotta get that numbers quota in there. It's like somebody could be in there for like 10 years longer than you. And it's like, what if you were the only person they ever came across? And, you know what I mean? It's like, what if you never said anything and you were the only person they ever watched? And they never got to know that because you felt like this and that. And so, yeah. And you never know. I might fall back in a situation where advice I gave back maybe like a year or two ago might come in handy again. Back and forth, like back in a context where this works, back in a context where it doesn't, and then back to this, back to that. So, yeah, it's got a lot more value than blah, 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 blah. That whole saying, more than you think. And it's like, well, it's not always true. Maybe you do know all the value to it. Basic standpoint, maybe basic standpoint's all you really need. Maybe you don't really need the technicalities of, well, I can't measure, like, I can measure what I put out, but I can't measure what I get back in. I'm not making fun of anybody who said that. I'm just doing my thing. So, yeah. Also, that thing I said about, never rely on me, I'm not taking that back. I still believe that. Like, like, I feel like even right now, to a pretty good extent, I guess, I'm mostly just showing one side of the coin. I feel like something's still being left out, and I mean, in a one way that can be good because then that can get you thinking. That activates your thinking, and then you start thinking of ways to fill in the other side of the coin. And yeah, the bad part is like if you don't know how to do that, it's like where do you go to fill in the rest of that? You know, like if you're in a situation where the first half of that coin's not gonna do it. Some situations you are in maybe, but some they're not. But I can give pointers to people that I learned quite a bit from. Um, Bob Proctor. I like to say rise in power. How about we say that? Rise in power. Upgrading to a, because it's the thing they say about death is how you're going to a higher plane of consciousness. You're actually leaving this temporary vessel that you're in. So I want to say rise in power for Bob Proctor. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Jake Ducey. Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart. Spiritual Soul, also known as Soul Illuminati. There's also J Rock. Shout out to him too. Then some others. Papa Duck. Good load of information on him too. He shares. I mean, they all share a lot of things. I guess when I said Papa Duck, I just mean like I don't know. Like he shares different like clips and all that, and you know how that is, and like it's a little more like it's like from what I've seen so far, he goes to like different topics a lot more quickly, but then again, maybe I'm not paying attention too well to the context of like the others, and maybe I'm not remembering correctly right now, so it could be the other way around. Like this channel is more listening to Papa Doc. I don't know. Here am I doing my thing again. But yeah, so yeah, and then there's a part where I said being screwy, meaning like sometimes I'm good and sometimes I'm not so good. So that's like a light bulb that sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. So that's where like the screwy part comes in. So, but I think it's a good thing that I like have the courage to step forward and admit to you that even I don't consider myself totally reliable or well wait to get lit up and now let's go meet my drama quota of saying maybe not even halfway, it's like but at the same time also having the courage to step forward and even if the information I give is outdated tomorrow, for me, it might still pertain to somebody else who really needs it. And it might pertain to me again. But maybe also like make a new version where I mix that old advice and take some elements of that and then mix that with some new advice and then make a new overall version for the overall situation, even if I don't understand all myself consciously all the underlying conditions that made me have to go this way. And I can feel half-assed in a way because it's like I don't know the other half of the coin that's killing me, as I'm giving you the advice and I'm like telling you guys, okay, now I want you to fill in the other half for me because for some reason I can't. Maybe sometimes I could, maybe sometimes I can't, but at least I'm also admitting that I'm not like able to do this all by myself. And I think, I agree with Papa Duck when he says that we should come together. Because really, I also agree that we can be a team, and we're all important pieces of the puzzle. No matter how one individual feels, it's like no matter how great I feel at times, I still need to remember that I'm just a piece of the puzzle. And I had to remember that, just like I just told you, I listened to other people who came before me. I don't know where I would be if I hadn't listened to them. Would I be better off? Would I be worse off? Would it be meh? Would it be no difference at all? If that's even a technical feat you can even accomplish from a technical standpoint, it won't change at all. But yeah, and also like listening to The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale on loop while I practice some Super Mario 64 speedrun tricks like Bomb Clip and maybe some Bowser in a Dark World stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so I probably rambled a lot, but there's probably some subconscious value in it that I may not get within my lifetime, but maybe you'll get more out of understanding subconscious value from a conscious. Ugh, my God. Yeah, alright, so you guys take care. Peace out. Bye.